Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I want to reach out to all of you out there, see how all of you are doing, and I hope you were able to get out in nature somewhere. And I actually did myself today. I just got back from a little hiking trip near my area because of time. Really, I didn't have a whole lot of time to travel far. I was running a little late. So anyway, I just want to make sure, you're taking really good care of yourself and those family members that you have that are there supporting you. I hope that you're taking really good care, like if you're married or if you got little kids or big kids, like, the teenagers. And, don't be hard on all the kids. They got, especially if they're going to public school, they got enough going on right there, you know. And I know they're not perfect, but who is? So anyway, and now also I want to make sure that you're, like you're being kind to others and not only other people, yourself. It's so important to take really good care of yourself. And now, I could start my video, but before I do, if you could actually give this video a thumbs up, you could share it, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you could leave a message down below. Don't be afraid. I do not bite. I do have all my teeth in except for the wisdom tooth, so we're good there. But also, if you want, you can, if you want to find my YouTube channel, that is at Starlight, at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Um, so anyway, plus, if you want to leave me a message at Instagram at 1995 Starlight or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I really do love all of you, and I have so much love, for everybody and anybody. I'm not racist at all. Where I'm always looking, like if I'm out and about to be there if somebody needs love and support or help or whatever. So and I might be doing something coming up soon. I just got to see if it's possible, if it's going to work out, to volunteer some of my time to the homeless people. They actually have a program in my area that they get in a van and they drive to different locations. And I'm not sure. I got to get more information to find out. But, I've been thinking about like volunteering my time a little bit throughout the week, maybe 3 days a week or something, at least to get out there because they offered this before to me when I started my YouTube channel. So, it is good, like if you're out there and like have extra time or, like you want to help people out there, that is, the universe is going to bless you in that way, like reaching out to those people. And thank you if you are that type of person that does that, if you volunteer your time, it might be all different sorts of stuff. I used to actually do volunteer work like cleaning a park up, lots of work, lots of hours, had to get a lot of garbage bags, and you wouldn't believe the way my car looked. I had garbage bags of leaves, dried up leaves on the inside of my car and in my back of my trunk and on top of my trunk because the dump spot was really close to the park where all I had to do was go down a couple hills. Hopefully the bags hang on for a ride and boom, I was there. So if you're that type of person or even picking up trash off of Mother Gaia, planet Earth, thank you. I really appreciate that, because I do not like garbage on the ground. Absolutely not. And anyway, now I can start my video. And today I wanted to talk to you about, this is something I've struggled with my whole life, really, is, are you either the type that is always trying to be perfect, or the type that is always trying to be normal. Ah, that's a curse word for me. I never wanted to be normal, where there's, you might be that type out there that, you know, the way society is, they kind of put us in a box, really, if you think about it, that, they don't want you a certain way, like, like certain kind of people the way they are. They kind of want to clone all of us and have us all the same so they can have an easier way of controlling us, like you know, um, churches do the same thing, you know, having, maybe some of you are Catholic, and I'm not here to offend anybody, and really, there's a lot in the Bible about offending people. It's not that I am the problem, but, that there's people that get offended about all kinds of things that they're the ones that got to work on stuff. It's not, because otherwise you're always going to get offended. Oh, that offended me. Like if you go out in public and see somebody wear something you don't quite agree with what they're wearing, but it's their body. They have every right to wear the clothes that they wear. They're, like in freedom of speech, we better appreciate that freedom that we do have. So, with society, I learned that long time ago. I don't even remember how long ago that was. I was really young, where I realized that society was trying to control me and how I should be, and then, I was like, I don't want to be that way. Or, to try to bring up your kids a certain way. And the reason why I brought up Catholic is I actually have a background of being a Baptist. I don't go to church anymore, so I'm learning about spirituality now. So I do not go to church, but I did learn a lot of the ups and downs about churches and pastors and Christians and all of it. You know, um, I started, I got saved in 95, which really I probably didn't even have to get saved, really, because if Jesus already died on the cross for our sins, then, all of that, it just really, when it comes to thinking that you're sinning about this and sinning about that, it's that you're the one that's got to pay for the consequences. If you go out and steal, it's not that you're going to burn and go to hell, or if you do this or that wrong, then and society is like, ooh, of course, then you shall not judge, right? Isn't this fun? Where and that's how, that's why I don't go to church anymore. It's like, a lot of hypocrites and very judgmental, judging you on how you wear your clothes, the stuff that comes out of your mouth, what you say, how you're raising your family. It really, they can guide you and try to support and love you, but they try to take not all churches, I don't know, maybe they do all, like, there's levels to that, some of them, control certain things. They might say, like, they might not say that you cannot wear pants, but then if you start wearing skirts or, and this really goes on the girls a lot, ladies, or, and it's not really a man issue on how men dress. Really, guys wear shorts down to their knees. Where I really, it's like me, I like guys wearing shorts kind of up higher, not quite way, way up, but, it is kind of weird now, like if you go in the store and look for shorts for men, have fun trying to find a pair of shorts that are not down to the knees. They're like half pants by that point. I don't even really, it's hard to call them shorts at that, when they're that long. Yeah, I don't know what the name of them are. Like they probably do have a different name because they go down to the knees, where it's not very common to see guys wear shorts that are halfway up, they don't have to be where their butts are sticking out. But anyway, I always wondered with the Catholic churches, what the heck is up with all the girls wearing those short skirts? That's a big turn on for many men. So why would you want to, like send your little girls to a Catholic church where they're wearing that kind of clothing? At all different ages. There's been a lot of wicked stuff going on in a lot of churches, Catholic churches, Baptist, you name it, all of them, where pastors or people that were in the church were doing bad stuff to kids or even women or men or boys, you know. So we have been really programmed and from beginning of our time, like from birth, because our family's been programmed, to believe a certain way, do things a certain way, like in the holidays. What the heck is up with all the holidays? Like why? It's money. It's a big money making thing. Like out of all the holidays besides Valentine's, Starlight loves Valentine's Day, but like my son says, it's for him and his wife. Valentine's is every day. Isn't that so sweet? So they don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but I do love Valentine's Day. They're just, it's good to really be sweet. And then you should be like that all the time, not just on Valentine's Day or on Christmas or your birthday or whatever other holiday they make up next, to get more of your money. you know, um, and at Christmas time, I always had a hard time with that. It's like, wait a minute, isn't it because of Jesus why we're celebrating it? It has nothing to do with Santa Claus, right? And it does. It really stirs up a lot of problems with families that can't even afford having Christmas for their kids. You know, um, and the other holiday that I really do have fun with is Thanksgiving because Starlight loves to eat. I do. Starlight likes food, and now I am a vegetarian, not a vegetarian, a vegan now. So I don't eat the meat or the dairy. I don't eat no more cheese. That I always had cheese and something, or like a lot of different things, not everything, but I'm living. I'm doing good. Like my blood work came out fine. I didn't have any red flags. So anyway, with the holidays is, it is kind of weird how we keep on repeating every year we got to repeat the same stuff over and over again. Like so I don't understand why we do these things, especially at Christmas time where you got some of the people, a good portion of the people are celebrating Christmas because of ho, 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 Santa Claus that doesn't even exist, where, you know, some of the people are actually, quote, Christians that, at home they celebrate with Santa Claus and at church then it's about Jesus. And really, if you fall in that category, then you're serving two masters. You're not just serving God, you're serving the devil and God all at one time, because Santa Claus is not of God, that is not of God. And so I did start off with my kids with the Santa Claus stuff, and then when I started going to church and I started learning about the real reason why we celebrate Christmas had nothing to do with Santa Claus and the reindeer or the elves, or Mrs. Claus. It had nothing to do, but then, a lot of families go and they repeat the same lies to their children all the time. Like not all parents do this. Some parents do not celebrate that holiday at all. They might not even be believers of God at all. So it is strange how we've been programmed to be a certain way. And or the different, so it's like they're trying to clone us, have us all look the same. Like, imagine like, with the public schools, and I don't know, I know like a lot of the like Christian schools will have their kids look the same, like the same clothing when they go. I'm against that stuff. Yeah, me, I said that. I am against that stuff. You don't want all your kids looking the same. And I understand with the public school, that these days the schools do have like they try to control some of the stuff, like what is allowed to wear or sayings that you have on your shirt. You can't wear, certain things that say certain, stuff on your shirt. And I don't even know if they even made a thing about that you can't have certain things to say on your shirt, like where does the line go really on how much they control us. um, so you have the school trying to program us a certain way, and like I said, I totally disagree with all of us looking, like clones, where, I am grateful and thankful that we all look different. I don't know what you look like, but imagine the whole world just looking like you. The whole world. There's no like so like all the girls look the same, all the guys look the same. Um, huh, that would be a boring life, wouldn't it? So I do like that there's a variety of different people and they say race is an illusion, and that was a big separation with us and to start problems with the people, the beautiful we're spirit beings having a human experience where I always questioned that when I was younger, when I went to church. I'm like, huh, like we're Jesus. And then, I was looking at, like all the other types of people. And then there's some people that learned about, like in India, um, with learning about like meditations and, like where did all this, like information come from? Yoga and meditations. Like how come they don't put that in the school system? I've been doing yoga now for a while now, where like today I'm doing better, my body's starting to stretch. I'm able to do things I wasn't quite able to do before. I couldn't even really sit Indian style. Try that if you never tried yoga, just try to see how long you can sit Indian style if you don't do yoga. Your legs be like, today was the first time I did like a meditation with my logs, my legs crossed with my palms up. That's how I do mine. I normally do my meditations in my apartment on my couch with my back nice and straight like I am right now. But today I did 30 minutes of sitting Indian style, meditating, a guided meditation for clarity. Whew. And I was like, oh, I was so close to getting done. It made me feel like how things happen sometimes. Sometimes you're so close, like you might have a destination that there's something like I do. I have some things that I desire in my life. I've been like, man, I've been working so hard on my desires, and things just don't come to us for free. You got to work for all that stuff, The universe does want to bless you. God wants to bless you. But, it says in the Bible, you got to work. There's nothing wrong. Work should not be your four-letter word. Work. You need to work. That's how we're going to grow. That's how we're going to, change. And, I've been learning about becoming your highest version of yourself. That's what I've been working on. Really, I've been working on my life all my life, but really since COVID, like Starlight's been working very hard, changing a lot of things. My family don't even know me anymore. They're like, who is she? I know she's my mom, but she's not the same like she was before. So, yeah, it does. A lot of disciplining and, all kinds of stuff to, become your highest version of yourself. So, like I was saying with like the yoga and meditations, imagine, that we all, like since they say with race and, different skin colors, say if you were never able to reach the people that teach, and I don't know the other kind of people that do teach about meditation and yoga, how far in history that goes, where did all that come from? Imagine if you never could get in contact with those people because they wanted us to have a war with everybody, like, oh, hate that race, hate that race. No, you know, it is something. I just made a video out on the hiking trail, and I just put out with a piece of chalk on a wall in town, and I just put "Let love guide you, not fear" with a piece of orange chalk, because that was the only chalk I could find in that area. I'm like, it's not graffiti really. It's I'm only using chalk. It can come off with water. It's not like I got paint out there. And so I did. I put "Let love guide you, not fear," and I don't even know when it happened because somebody had to come along. They found that orange piece of chalk that I had, and they tried to cross it out, and then they put F um, love, and I'm like, really? Isn't that funny? Here I'm spreading love out in the park, and it was such a beautiful thing to see in the park, and I felt good when I seen it. Let love guide you, not fear. And would you believe that some person out there didn't like seeing that on that wall? And I must have made their day. Where I'm just spreading love, and they're spreading hate. But when people see that, they're going to see what I wrote anyway, because they couldn't even cover it up anyway. you know, um, they might have been a little too lazy to do all that. It would have took them some time, really, to sit there and scribble it out. So, anyway, and that's why, you should not hate other people of skin color, and they say all these different colors, like different types of people. I love all of them. Like I love all of you. I don't care about your skin color. I never was that type of person. I know, like, when I was in school, we only had one kid of color when I was in school, but he never did anything wrong. He seemed like imagine being the only one. Imagine if like with me being white and I was just in a school with all, beautiful spirit beings, of a different shade of color. How awkward that would have made me feel, really. As a kid, I would have been like, but that's what they did to us. They, like they try to turn us against each other and try to get us to hate each other. So you really do. You gotta be careful of that. And, like you don't want to be normal. That is the whole reason why I'm saying that. You don't want to be like everybody else, So, and don't try to be perfect. I tried when I used to go to church. I did. I tried so hard, to be perfect, because anything I did was being judged all the time when I was in church. I couldn't, I couldn't take number two correct. I'm just kidding. It just was that ridiculous where, like I was being controlled on, like I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't wear pants. I couldn't wear shorts, for swimming. I couldn't wear a bikini or, like a swimsuit. Absolutely not. So I had to wear a dress, like, hey, I like jogging. You know how goofy that looks? Like, imagine Starlight going on the side of the road and, jogging. Like, oh, yeah, what's Starlight? Oh, yeah, I'm jogging. Well, she's got, like a dress on. And that's how I ended up starting to wear pants because I wanted to start jogging. And you know, um, you got to take your freedoms away, like, take your life back, get your, like, and that's a part of it. You don't want other people telling you what to do, like what you should do or what you cannot do. There's people out there now, I do have to say, like myself, where I care about you and I might have a video to say, hey, like, if your friends are not really being friends, you might have to let them go. Or your family, if your family is not loving, supporting you, and they're just using you, you might have to let them go. I'm not telling you what to do. It's up to you in the long run what you're going to do or what you're not going to do. But like a lot of times at churches, they will preach, they will spit, their faces will turn red, I mean, beet red, and try to control you. And if you don't do what they say, then they can treat you like crap in the church and use the whole congregation like an audience against you to to program you, to change you to how they want you to be. And that's how the government is, to try to control us. That's why I don't listen to the news. I don't believe that on the news. Absolutely not. They made up crap about a lot of the Hollywood, beautiful Hollywood stars out there, always putting their names and faces on magazines or on the news. Michael Jackson went through a lot of stuff when he was still here. He's still alive. You might think, no, he's not, because energy never dies. Energy is always living. It's always going. You can't kill that spark that you have in you. That's why my name is Starlight. You live forever. This time you're going to live here for a period of time, and then, it's not the end. You just don't get buried in the ground like a lot of people will make you think. I definitely don't believe that life is just about, live this. I didn't go through all what I went through just to get buried in the ground. There's more to life than what we've been told and how we've been lied to. There's churches that fight against other churches. You know, it is really sad where there's churches that will try to knock on doors like I used to. I was out there all the time, like on weekends, knocking on doors, trying to get kids and families to go to church. And then, then there's a war. Would you believe that? A war with one church and another. Who's going to get all those kids? And because they want the kids to get the parents to get the money. It's a step-by-step process. A lot of it is. Besides, some churches do want to help those kids out, but a lot of times they really do. They want the parents to come in, and that's why they try to work on the children. I learned that. you know, um, it's really tricky out there, where you got to be careful of who's getting you to do what, and like who's trying to tell you. You got to take back your power and take back your life. Like be grateful that we all don't have to wear the same kind of clothes everywhere, and there are certain people from different countries that won't let their women. It is kind of weird how they do things out in public, but at home it's totally different. Out in public they might be really covered up. They might have a piece of cloth on her head, and it is kind of different. I don't know what the reason all of that is. Where, I almost feel like it's kind of a weird thing for me to say this. I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, maybe the men don't want other guys lusting after their women. So they don't want their women, like wearing shorts because they know the minds of the way men are. Where a lot of men will lust after women, whether they're married or not. They don't have no desire to be a good man to them. They just want them for one thing, and that's how they see them, like a piece of meat, where the women will be all covered up. There's some women out there in different countries that have their rights have been stolen. Like I do know what that's like, where women, like, so we do. Women's got to fight and stand up for our rights, and I'm grateful for the men out there that support women out there and that want women to have their rights. Women have been treated like shit through history, so and there is a lot of different kinds of people out in the world where, like you got some guys that really are a lover of women. Then you got some men out there that hate women. They hate women. They really do. I mean, if there was no laws, if they could kill you, they would actually kill you because there's so much hate about the female, you know. So, and it's hard to say why these people are like that. Why do they hate women so much? It might be because of their upbringing, whatever happened to them, whatever they were taught, So, you don't want to be normal, Stop trying to be normal. Stop trying to fit in. That's not what God wants. That's why Jesus was so different. He stood out. He stood out from everyone else. Everybody was like, hey, they loved Jesus. Look at all the things that he was doing. We have the power. You know, when I was in church before, I read my Bible. I was learning. That's the whole reason why I started going to church is I wanted to learn about Jesus. And I was learning about Jesus. And then they have that, the saying of what would Jesus do? And that's pretty much what freed me out of a church. I'm like, what would Jesus do? I had to think about that. I'm like, would Jesus put up with this shit? No, he wouldn't. No, Jesus wasn't a wimp. He was powerful. He's the Son of God. So, like we have the same power. We have that power in our blood. It's in our DNA. You ought to check out your blood type. Find out what do what I did. I give blood, but I haven't given blood in a long time. I kind of forgot I was going to do that recently. They are vampires out there, I'll tell you. You start giving your blood. And I do hear that there's, whether it's a rumor or not, that there are people out there, people of the royal bloodline that they like drinking blood. They will actually drink blood because they know there's power in that blood. So there's the royal bloodline, and then there's, alien blood types out there. You don't believe me? Check it out. Look out all the different blood types that are out there. You'll see that there's alien blood type out there. And I'm not going to tell you what my blood type is. I lost, somebody stole my pocketbook years ago, and I lost because I used to donate my blood, and and then there's rare blood types, the O negative, the O positive, those are different blood types. One of my brothers actually, I can't remember, his blood type is different because either he can't give blood or he can't receive it. I can't remember, so learn about if you want to learn about your blood type. And it's hard to say because not everyone can actually donate blood, like if you're on certain medications or you have certain illnesses, like AIDS, like if you have AIDS, you're not going to be able to donate blood, and if, of course, that, so there are certain things that they have like questionnaires about, and then, after you find out, you do the booklet that they give you about the whole donating blood, and then they will, take a sample of your blood to see, it has to be a certain number to make sure you have enough iron. A lot of women, that's why I normally, my iron should be really good. That's normally why I can't donate blood, is that my iron level might be low. Because before I wasn't eating a lot of greens. Well, I eat a lot of spinach, and I believe beans has a lot of iron in it. So, yeah, don't try to be perfect. You are wasting your time. Really, the best thing I can tell you is to be yourself. Be who you really are. Find out what you really like. Try new things. Don't be afraid to try new things. You might see other people doing stuff and like, oh, but I'm afraid to do that. Don't be afraid. Try it. Go out. And a lot of times, if you got money to go out and try it, go out and buy different things to, like sports. Maybe you want to go hiking out in the woods, or, do something, like or artwork or music. Don't be afraid. You never know what you got gifts inside of you, got talent. Find out what you're capable of. Use your gifts and talents. There's stuff in the Bible about that. If you don't use them, if you don't use it, you lose it, kind of thing. God gave us all talents, and there's a story about that where, God did give talent to people, and some of them they, buried stuff in the buried it somewhere, and they never used it, and then things didn't go well for them. But you got to use what God gave you. God gave you so much. Don't let people limit you, thinking that you're not enough, but you are enough. Believe that you are enough. They got the affirmations, which I got to work on this, is to make an affirmation video, because a lot of times I listen to the same people do the same affirmations over and over again. I'm like, I need to come up with my own affirmations, or kind of borrow some, or a lot of them actually, but it will be a different person, a different voice, that are doing affirmation. Affirmations are very powerful. We do have power. You got to believe that you have power. There's more to you than you even know or understand. And that goes for me too. I knew this when I was going to church, reading my Bible. There's a song in the hymns is, and I used to sing it. Boy, talk about singing it. There's power in the blood. That's a Christian song out there, very powerful song. And it's like you can either have the royal bloodline type, or like there's all different blood types out there. And if you go back in history, you find out, hey, are you the royal bloodline? And I believe that's for the Irish. I was told I was part Irish, but and then there's the Christ bloodline. And I kind of felt my mother when I came from that line, because she has her family, not so much her, but in her family blood, like in our family history. They went to charismatic churches a lot, you know, so I was always hoping, ooh, I hope I came from Jesus' bloodline, blood type, where I came from, God's son from his, like from all the way back in history, think about it. And then there's other things in the Bible you might not know about, and it's in the beginning. I don't know what book, but where God had his sons, and they were not supposed to have sex with females, and there was rules, and they disobeyed God. And I'm not going to say this all perfect, but they went and they seen the women were very pleasant to the eyes, and they did. They actually had sex, so some of them women got pregnant and had babies. So imagine what those babies are like, and the government knows about that. A lot of the doctors know about this stuff, hospitals, that's why they study us so much. They're trying to figure out who is who out there, what bloodline did you come from, so don't let anybody control you, there are people out there helping you, and if you know what they're saying, you're like, you know what, they're right, I should eat healthier, they're right, like I should get out and go take a hike, and I don't mean to get lost. Those are the kind of people that you want to listen to, the ones that are guiding you and helping you, because God uses those people to help you so you can understand how, we've been programmed to be a certain way. We've been brainwashed through the school, through our families, through the government, and, like even, doctors know a lot, but, they got to bite their tongue, you know. So I do love all of you, and they make a lot more money if they don't say anything, money is it says the love of money is the root of all evil. It's not that there's anything wrong with money. It's the love of money when you will do anything. Like, if you know the truth about something and you keep your mouth shut and you want to do it because you want to have money instead of really, you can help the whole world with the information you have, but you'd rather, instead of telling anybody the truth of what really is going on, like doctors or the government, they don't say nothing to you. They want you to figure it out on your, or learn from you to figure it out. So it's a money making system, like the holidays. It's a money. That's why I don't even want to celebrate Christmas, because it's a big money making thing. Easter, where there's no Easter bunny going around passing the eggs around, really. Have you ever seen an Easter bunny walking around, with a basket with eggs and going around, hopping around town? Maybe those stuffed animals, people, costumes and stuff, but besides that, a real bunny. I believed in that when I was a kid. I don't believe in the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus and the reindeer. I believe in deer out there, yeah, elves. you know. So I do. I love you. Really, you really got to know what you believe, and don't let people control you and brainwash you. Like they do that with the news, repeating things over and over again, so it drills in your head. That's how I learn. How I learn is I need things repeatedly over and over said to me so I can remember it. And that's exactly what they do in the movies. They put stuff in the movies to get you to do bad stuff. It plants suggestions in your thoughts, while you're watching it. It happens to me when I used to watch a lot of movies before. I wasn't watching good stuff. That's why I don't watch it now. Is that I would be sitting there watching it, and it's just simple stuff. Like they could be eating something, maybe you didn't eat. Now you're in the middle of the movie, and you're like, man, I'm getting hungry right now. Or it could be a cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes, and you'd be like, man, I think I'll go smoke a cigarette. Or alcohol, or pot, or sex, anything. You'd be like, oh man, I haven't had that in a while. Believe me. Like man, yeah, I'll go out and start going online, looking, getting hooked up with some guy or girl on a dating site or social media, like Facebook, and see if I can get a quick fix, like to because man, they look like they were having fun in that movie, and they got me going, or maybe you have somebody, you're like, oh, now I feel like having sex right now, I got so feeling good during the movie. Have you ever watched the movie The Notebook? Wow, that's a hot movie. Good story though. So, that's so funny. I had to bring that up. But that is probably one of my favorite love movies out there for a story. It was so deep. That was such a beautiful movie. So anyway, I do love you, and here we are. It's a long video again. Anyway, yeah, don't try to be perfect. Don't try to fit in. Don't try to be normal. Be yourself. You know, forget about what everybody else thinks, what you should wear, how you should, you don't have to wear makeup, but if you want to, if that's your choice, wear it. I really don't want to wear makeup. I really don't like it, really. You know, I did wear it in the past, but I don't like what it does to my skin. You know, I don't want to cover everything up. Like I want to be who I am, as beautiful as I am on the outside and inside. So I do love all of you. And be yourself is pretty much this message, really, is to, forget about what your mom and dad or your husband or wife or your kids, or your friends or the church people or the government or your doctor, any of them. Forget about all of them. Do what is right for you, what you feel good about yourself, what makes you feel good and great. Do that, you know. And these days, like, and I know, like, women get judged a lot because of the clothing that they wear. But you know what? If something makes you feel good and you feel, like confident on wearing whatever you wear, it's not up to me to tell you that you shouldn't wear that. Did you pay for it? You bought it, or somebody gave it to you, or you got it at a sale somewhere? Like, you go out and buy the clothes that you want. Be yourself. There's things that you probably wanted to buy in the store that you're like, oh, I'm afraid of what everybody else thinks, but I love it. I got the money for it. But I know, like, stop it. Believe me, just stop it. Just go out and be yourself. That's what the universe wants. That's what God wants. Forget everybody else. Forget what you've been programmed to believe. And anyway, I do love all of you. And this is Starlight, and you can get a hold of me on my channel, my YouTube channel at Starlight, Kathy with a K Dingman. And you can give this video a thumbs up, and you can share this video. You can leave a notification. Plus, you can leave a message down below this video. And a bonus, if you want to get in touch with me, you can at Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I do love all of you. Remember, take good care of yourself. Be the change that you want to see in the world. It starts with me, and it starts with you. We can do this together. That's all. We can do this together. I want to help you. You can help me. Let's be a family the way it was meant to be, okay? I do. I love all of you. And this is Starlight. Love and light. Peace.